Beware the stare of Mary Shaw. She had no children, only dolls. Well, you have too damn many children. Couldn't you have gone with cats or pulled out or something? I don't recall asking you. I don't recall asking you to put your hand up my ass either, but here we are. All right, this is getting a little creepy. No creepier than the movies you make. Seriously, folks, this guy needs therapy. Enough out of you. Let's check out the lowdown for Dead Silence. I mean it. This guy has major friggin' issues. Help me.
Oh, Jamie, you adopted us a baby.
This film was released on March 16th, 2007, runs for about an hour and 29 minutes, and is rated R. Dead Silence was directed by James Wan and was written by Lee Whannell, who has a screenplay credit and a story credit, and James Wan, who also has a story credit. Most people will recognize Ryan Quanten, who plays Jamie Ashen in the film, from True Blood, where he played Sookie Stackhouse's brother. The film also stars Amber Valletta as the lovely Ella, and of course, Donnie Wahlberg, Marky Mark's brother and new kid on the block, as Detective Jim Lipton. You may also recognize Bob Gunton, who plays Jamie's father, Edward. He's the kind of guy that shows up in a lot of films, and he's an extra character, or he's a background. He's kind of a prolific character actor, in short. So you've probably seen him elsewhere.
I mean, the prosecution, they're gonna have your fingerprints, no signs of forced entry on your apartment, and you as the last person to see your wife alive. I mean, that's a lot to go up against.
Dead Silence is the story of Jamie Ashen, a young man who is estranged from his father and married to the lovely Ella, who is with child, although she hasn't yet told Jamie that. One day, a ventriloquist dummy is delivered to their door. They take it out and find that he's named Billy. Okay, that's weird. Jamie decides to go out for takeout, while Ella decides to play a prank on him with the doll. Unfortunately, the joke's on her, because when Jamie gets back with dinner, he finds that she has been brutally murdered, and the doll is nearby, not where Ella had left it. Detective Jim Lipton immediately suspects Jamie, and actually pursues him all the way to his hometown of Ravens Fair, where he is going for Ella's funeral. Jamie and his old man have some tension going on between them, possibly due to the old man's much younger wife that Jamie knew nothing about. Now, there's some to-do in town about this old lady ventriloquist named Mary Shaw and how she made all of these creepy-ass dolls because she had no children of her own. Jamie becomes convinced that Billy has something to do with that, and he and Detective Lipton are drawn into something far more than just a murder investigation.
I'm as real as you are, and I'll
Leave him
show
alone,
you.
Billy.
I'll show him what it's
Listen
like,
to me,
Mother.
that's enough!
I'm as real
No
as you!
more.
Bring him up here!
Dead Silence comes from the mind of James Wan, who, as you know, brought us the wonderful Conjuring universe and all of their various spin-offs. I hear that they're doing a spin-off from the chair that slides across the floor in The Conjuring 2 next. I'm excited to hear that backstory. Just saying. Anyway, Wan's style is definitely present in the warp and woof of Dead Silence. Lots of fantastic, slow-burning tension that is ultimately rewarded at the end of the film. There's also a lot of grand, sweeping Gothic imagery in this one. It's a little bit faster paced than The Conjuring. The town of Ravens Fair is wonderfully spooky and occupied by many damaged inhabitants who all seem to know bits and pieces of the puzzle to Mary Shaw. Donnie Wahlberg surprisingly provides some great humor and levity as the skeptical and very sarcastic Detective Jim Lipton. He also has a weird obsession with dry shaving his face with an electric razor. Now, I particularly enjoyed how much bigger the story gets as the film goes on. It starts off with a simple murder investigation. Well, as simple as any murder investigation can be. But it very organically grows into a much bigger and more complicated story that in turn takes us to more fantastic places, like the amazing creepy theater in the swamp near the end of the film. The ending was a bit of a surprise to me. And it's the sort of twist that will have you paying more attention on your second watch through to see if you can pick up some of the more subtle details that they leave for you. And I'm pretty sure that you will probably at some point have a second watch through, because as I've said, this is a pretty good film. Time for the verdict. Is it worth it? I think so. It has a steady pace, a sympathetic hero who, for once, isn't a last girl, but a last guy, dozens of terrifying dummies that will haunt your dreams for months, and a genuinely creepy villain. The crazy ending fits well with the story, and all of these things come together to make it a very worthwhile horror flick. I think this one is worth adding to your list, and I rate it 3 Grimms on the Grimmometer. That's it for this edition of 31 Nights, 31 Frights. Thanks for listening and watching. I hope you'll consider hitting that subscribe button and checking out all of the other shows we have to offer here at Grimm's Scary Tales.